Okay.
How's Greg on it? Oh, your mom's.
Yeah. Now I'm on. Greg, I'm gonna unmute. Can you hear me, Greg?
Click the image of yourself in the top left, click the three dots.
Huh? Can you hear me though? Greg.
Yes.
Okay, Ghislaine, can you hear me? Thumbs up? Okay, cool. Okay, so I go three dots, spotlight video. There we go. Well, that was easy. Okay, who sneezed? There we go. We'll just wait. Oh, somebody else is popping on. How come, Greg, when Katie does hers, she has to let you in, but I don't have to let anybody in. Everybody just kind of comes in.
It's a waiting room. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. I guess it's okay. Hello, Brenda.
Hello.
Oh, this way. What time is it? I think I'm 1 minute out on my thing, and we'll see. Yeah, 1 minute, and then we can get started. And if others pop on, well, others pop on. If others do it after, cool. Mute. Okay. So does everybody have? Oh, a puppy. Does everybody have pillows, blankets that they might need? You can just give me a thumbs up if you think you're good. If you have all of that, awesome. Okay, cool. All right, so it's just so that you guys can use any props that you might need so that you can feel the most comfortable in every pose. It's going to be very restorative tonight, so staying in each posture for about 4 to 5 minutes or so, but being mindful that you are extremely supported and comfortable in each pose. Feel free to set your own mood. There's going to be music in the background, which we tested and you can hear gently. Also, if you'd like to use some headphones so you can hear a little better, you're welcome to do that as well. And if you prefer to just kind of have your own music on in the background, then you're welcome to do that. If you'd like to be in a nice dark room with just some candles on like Brenda, that's awesome too. So just doing whatever works for you. And we will start our practice for this evening. Awesome. Okay, I think we're good. I just said, oh, it is recording. It recorded all of that. Okay, cool. All right, so we are going to start our practice today in a child's pose, but an eye rest child's pose. So we'll take a pillow. If you have a pillow, a couple of pillows you might need, so you might want to place a pillow so that there's a pillow underneath your knees. That might feel really comfortable if you have issues with your knees. You can also have another pillow so that there's one underneath your head. I'm going to show you with a blanket. So maybe this way. So that's just an option. We're going to start by taking our hands and just kind of cupping our hands over top of our eyes. Just that really great eye rest. We're at home a lot, even if we're out working, we tend to spend a lot of time with those eyes a little bit more strained, maybe watching our phones or videos or, you know, kind of overdosing on Netflix. So it'd be nice to give those eyes a little bit of a rest. So find yourself in a very comfortable child's pose. Knees can be together or toes can be together and knees can be out nice and wide. This gets into the hips more. Knees together gets into that low back a little bit more. So I invite you to find that position that works for you time. But let's bring the palms of our hands on top of our eyes, gently draw the body down, and then kind of find yourself in a comfortable child's pose. Make sure everyone's muted. There. Awesome. Okay, so I invite you guys here to find the most comfortable place that you can. You might have to shift your body around a little bit. That might be your comfort for today. You may have to draw from side to side and kind of work into those shoulders, work into the hips a little bit. Maybe those feet and those ankles are bothering you. So maybe you'd like a little bit of motion through the feet, through the ankles. Let's now begin to draw our attention to our breath. Together, let's inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose if your body allows it. A gentle inhale, and let's count to 3 on the inhale. Followed by an exhale, counting to 3 as well. And as you continue to count your breath, to notice your breath, let's set an intention for this practice tonight. Let's set an intention to find our balance. When our lives are thrown off course, it may be difficult to find your feet again, to find your ground, your balance. But know that you know. Trust. Trust yourself. Continuing to count that breath, inhaling to 3, exhaling to 3. And as your breath begins to be a little bit deeper, maybe you inhale to 4 and exhale to 4. Let's just simply allow our breath to flow in the way that feels best for us, in a way that sets us back into our homeostasis, back into our balance. Resting in this pose for about another minute, let's begin to scan our body. Noticing from our feet into our knees, into our hips, into our low back, our mid, our upper back, our chest, our shoulders, our neck, arms and wrists. Is there anywhere throughout that body where it feels a little uncomfortable for you this evening? I invite you to practice with a little extra attention to those spaces. Drawing our attention back to our breath, let's take 2 more deep breaths as we count to 3, to 4 on the inhale and on the exhale, whatever feels best for you. And whenever you're ready, let's begin to find a little bit of movement throughout our body. So if our knees are together, I invite you to take them a little bit wider to about hip height or hip distance apart. And let's take our feet and just sort of bring our feet a little further apart. Let's begin to kind of draw our body forward onto our forearms and begin to kind of roll through those hips a little bit, transitioning into a figure 4 pose or a child's pose, but in that little figure 4 position. Let's rock into our hips in one direction and the other as well. Taking your time as you move, caring for your body. Whenever you're ready, let's come forward to the forearms. We're going to come into our next position. Just gently guide the pillow away from your head just for a moment. I'm going to turn forward so that you can see, but if you'd like to just follow, then that's completely fine. But let's come to all fours. From here, we're going to slide our right knee forward just a little bit. We're going to cross that right foot in front of that left knee, just a tiny bit. So we may need to stay further forward with the knee. We may be able to kind of draw that knee back so that we're creating that sort of straight line through here. From here, we can choose to come down onto the forearms again if we like, and just gently push back through those hips a little bit. We may need to keep that knee forward. We may need to take the foot across the knee a little bit more. So we're just kind of working into the hips, however it feels okay for you. And in this little restorative posture, we're going to be moving around a little bit if that feels right for you, or just finding that stillness. So as we're right here and we're crossed, we might like to draw the hips from one side to the other. We might like to have our forearms on top of the pillow in front of us. Or we might like to stay completely still and push back into a version of a child's pose, sinking into those hips just a little bit deeper. Let's return our attention back to our breath. Inhaling as we count to 3 or 4. And the same with our exhale. Maybe our breath is becoming deeper and deeper, and we're able to inhale to 5 and exhale to 5. But if we try this and it creates a little anxiety, a little shortness of breath, then come back to your balance. And staying in this posture for about another 2.5 minutes or so, focusing on the breath. Let's begin to redirect our focus to our body and coming back to the areas of our body that were speaking a little louder to us. Maybe finding some movement in those spaces. How are you feeling in your hips? How are you feeling in your knees? In your shoulders? In your neck? Wherever our attention has gone to, let's gently guide it back to our breath and focus on counting again. Inhaling to 3, 4, or 5. And the same on the exhale. Let's take 2 more deep breaths as we breathe, as we count. Whenever you feel ready, let's come back to those forearms if we were lying down a little deeper. If we're on those forearms, let's gently come up to our hands just for a moment so that we can draw our body forward, unhook that leg that was crossed. And then from here, we're going to send that leg out straight behind us and just kind of gently press back into the heel. Maybe rock the hips a little bit. Keep the fingers nice and widespread. So just kind of moving around however it feels good for you. And then when you're ready, we're going to move on to the opposite side. So bringing those knees so that they're underneath our hips, drawing our left knee forward, crossing that leg so that our foot is across that front knee. And again, we can have the knee a little more forward if we like, or we can take it on more of an angle. We can kind of stay up and just sort of work into it and notice how it feels. It'll feel it's common that it'll feel different on each side. And then again, just kind of finding your space. Maybe moving around a little bit if you like. Kind of working your way into this pose. And again, being mindful of those knees, of those hips. Tucking that back knee in as much as you like. And if there's a lot of pressure in those shoulders and the neck, just be mindful of those areas. Breathe into the spaces where you may feel that extra tension. Is your balance finding movement? Is it enjoying some rest, some space? Coming back to that breath if you like. Counting that breath to 3, to 4, to 5. Just a nice little check-in. How are you feeling right now? Holding this posture for about another 2 minutes. And when we notice our thoughts, directing our attention to either the past or the future, let's see if, just for now, we can focus on the present and focus on the breath. Let's take one more deep breath here as we count through our inhale and count through our exhale. When you feel ready, if you're a little lower, come onto those forearms. And again, drawing ourselves up onto those wrists if we like. Just kind of leaning forward so that we can unhook that knee, and then sending that leg straight out behind us and just kind of gently rocking through the hips from side to side, or pushing back into the heel if we wish. Let's come back onto those knees. If you have a pillow in front of your head, I invite you to just kind of move it off to the side, just sort of out of the way for now. We're going to walk our body back towards the back of our mat. Reach our arms nice and far forward, and then draw your body all the way down onto your stomach. And once you're on your stomach, let's take our hands and cross our hands one on top of the other, coming into a resting crocodile, just sort of an in-between pose for about 2 minutes or so, and just breathing, placing the forehead on the backs of the hands if you like, allowing those legs to straighten out, getting into the fronts of the hips. And in this pose, we might like to rock our hips from one side to the other. One of my favorites to really get into the fronts of those hips is just kind of bending those knees as well, heels towards the ceiling, and then just gently rocking from one side to the other as well, with one leg or both at the same time. Again, finding the balance that you're looking for, that suits you. Redirecting our attention back to our breath and counting that breath again. Be mindful that we count slow, with attention and intention. Together, let's take 2 more deep breaths in this pose. When you feel ready, let's begin to shift our body so that we're lying on one side, whatever side you prefer. Once you're on your side, just gently kind of move your body forward so that you can slowly rotate onto your back and your body's kind of in the middle of your mat. If you're off to the side and you're okay with that, then that's all good. Keep your blankets, keep your pillows nice and close to you. So we're going to come into that figure 4 position again, but this time adding a twist with our body. So whenever you're ready, let's cross our right leg over top of our left leg. We can allow that knee to just kind of fall open if we wish. Just enjoy how this feels for now. We're going to take our palms and bring them out to the sides, palms facing up. Now let's turn the palm of our left hand face down. Keep the palm of our right hand face up, but draw our arm above our head if we're comfortable with that. We can make a little cactus arm, so just kind of creating that 90-degree angle if we wish, or we can bring the arm up a little bit higher, whatever works for you. And on your next exhale, let's slowly allow those legs to gently fall to the left side. We may want to use a pillow and place it underneath the legs if we wish. We may want to place a pillow in between those legs. From here, we're just breathing in through that right leg mostly. We're going to feel this everywhere. But focusing on sending the breath through that right hip all the way into the right side of the body, the torso, the ribs, the chest, the shoulder. We can even turn our head towards that right side if we like, in the opposite direction. We're going to take about another 3 minutes or so in this pose. But let's notice here, are we squeezing anything? Generally, we tend to squeeze through the glutes on both sides. We hold on. Are you able to surrender in this pose? Are you able to let go? Are you able to allow the gravity to assist us in this pose, in this release? Let's gently scan through our body now, from our feet to our knees, our hips, our torso, chest and back, neck, arms, hands, and even in through the face. Is there anywhere that you're still holding on? Are you able to let go? Wherever our attention has gone to, let's draw it back to the breath if it's not there. Focusing on that count again, inhaling for 3, 4, or 5. Same as our exhale. Let's take 2 more deep breaths in this posture. Noticing if we can feel a deeper release as we breathe. Taking our time to gently draw our head back to center first if we had it twisted. Bringing that right arm back down to our sides. We can have both palms face down now if we like for a little more support. It's up to you. Let's gently draw up through that perineum, so using the stomach as well to gently bring the legs or guide those legs back to center. We can even use our arms, our hands to bring the legs back to center. Now with our right leg that we had crossed, let's gently slide it so that the foot is on the ground. Keep the heel on the ground and gently slide that left leg, or that right leg I should say, all the way out to the end of your mat. Let it straighten out a little bit. Allow the toes to turn off to the side and everything to just go. Whenever you feel ready, there's absolutely no rush. Let's gently bring the leg back up through center. Arms are out to our sides. Let's cross our left leg this time over top of our right leg, turning our right palm face down. Left arm this time at your side or a little bit higher if you wish. Kind of creating that 45-degree angle if you like, or that 90-degree angle if you like. And then when you're ready, allow the legs to gently slide to the right side, taking your time. Breathing, noticing how this feels. Allowing our attention to be on our breath here. Inhaling to the count of 3, 4, 5. Same as our exhale. And just taking a moment to check in, to notice how we feel, if we're holding on anywhere through the glutes, the thighs. And often it's in the small areas in our jaw, in the small little muscles through the face. Holding this posture for about another 2 minutes or so, and noticing as we scan our body from our feet, through our legs, through our hips, through our upper body, our arms, our neck, chest, everywhere. And noticing if we're holding on anywhere else. Turning the head to the side if you haven't already. Noticing if that works for you. Just breathing. Together, let's take 3 more deep breaths in this posture. Counting every breath. When you're ready, drawing our head back through center if we had it turned. Taking that left arm down to our side a little more to support our body. Drawing up, using the stomach, using that pelvic floor to draw the legs back up to center, but taking your time to get there. Uncrossing that left leg when you're ready, allowing the foot to rest on the ground and gently sliding that leg out nice and straight. And let's take our right leg and let's meet the left as we straighten out both legs. We may want to take a pillow underneath the knees. We may want to take a pillow underneath the head. Let's come into our final resting pose, our Shavasana, as we allow our palms to turn face up. We allow our shoulders to gently tuck under, giving space for our neck, allowing our chest to open up. And for our last about 2.5 minutes or so of our practice, let's notice if we can keep our attention on our breath. Let's notice if we can continue to count, creating the balance of our stressful days and lives, busy lives. Find a little bit of peace, some moments of calm, some moments of space. Together, let's take 3 more deep breaths of release. Inhaling, counting to 4. And on the exhale, allow the breath to come out through the mouth. Maybe with a gentle sigh of relief. Notice how you're feeling in your body right now, in your mind and your soul. Allow for some gentle movement to come back into your body. Wiggling the fingers, the toes, the head from side to side if you like. Taking your time to gently rock through your body. Maybe bending your knees first, rocking your body from one side to the other. When you're ready, allow your body to turn onto one side. And to take a couple of deep breaths to gently make your way back into a seated pose if you like. If you are totally comfortable just as you are and you'd rather just stay right there and allow everything to just kind of turn off, then go right ahead. But if you like, we can take our hands together, drawing our thumbs to our mind's eye in between the brows. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this virtual restorative yoga practice. Have an awesome sleep. Namaste. Ah, elbows. Awesome. We have less than a minute left. Thank you guys so much. If anybody has, cool, thumbs up. Thank you. If anybody has any questions about anything or any requests for anything, let me know. Thursday evening, this Thursday, 7:30 p.m., I'm doing another guided meditation. So it's going to be a guided journey, but I'll post and I'll let you guys know. Have an awesome, awesome night. We're about to get kicked off here.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Thanks, guys. And